Right out of the gate, this is a totally spoiler-free review. Netflix's Devil May Cry anime is a bold and curious reinvention of Capcom's beloved franchise. While it nails several aspects core to the spirit of DMC, the stylish action, sibling rivalry, and Sparta mythology, it also stumbles in significant ways, especially for longtime fans. The show is a mix of thrilling highs and frustrating missteps, leaving audiences split between excitement for what's next and the disappointment in what was changed.
I don't like change!
This is Marks on Media, and today I'm talking about the new Devil May Cry anime on Netflix. And I'm going to be hitting the big overarching themes and talk about characters without spoiling the show for anyone. Now, let's get into it.
Marks on Media.
One of the biggest surprises is how much the anime diverges from the games in tone and narrative scope. While the DMC games are often metaphysical, mythological, and personal in scale, focused on family tragedy, inner demons, and mythic battles, the anime veers into global politics, government conspiracy, and scientific speculation. Instead of mythic realms and ancient prophecy, we get DNA tests, military black ops, and a covert agency known as Darkcom. There's even talks of America colonizing Hell. Yes, really.
What the hell is even that?
This expansion into a Metal Gear meets X-Files setting is ambitious, if not always successful. The anime turns demons into an alternate evolutionary species rather than just creatures from hell. Operation Inferno, the Ouroboros detention facility, and all of the pseudo-scientific babble may feel like tonal whiplash to fans of the game's gothic grandeur. Perhaps the most controversial aspect is how the Devil May Cry anime handles its characters, particularly Dante. While he maintains his snarky, stylish vibe, the anime sidelines him far too often. Episode 6, for example, doesn't feature him at all.
Why? Why would I? Why?
Lady, or Mary Ann Arkham, on the other hand, gets an overwhelming amount of screen time. She's portrayed as brash, foul-mouthed, and constantly yelling, almost to a comical degree. Her dialogue often sounds like a teenager playing Call of Duty, which undercuts any attempt to take her character seriously.
I hate you, not joking. Bye.
She also bests Dante on multiple occasions, but of course she does. This is one of several tropes that plagues Netflix's recent adaptations. The male lead takes a backseat to a louder, unlikable female co-star, America is the default villain, again, and there's always a subplot exploring racism or xenophobia, this time using demons as the misunderstood victims. It's formulaic, modern messaging, and it shows. Johnny Young Bosch, who voices Ichiko Kurosaki in Bleach, also voices Dante. While he's a fan-favorite actor, especially for DMC's Nero, his take on Dante feels slightly off to me. It's not necessarily bad, but perhaps miscast. It's just a different tone than Ruben Langdon brought to the character. Also baffling is the removal of Dante's signature pistols, Ebony and Ivory. He wields generic guns in the anime, an odd decision given how iconic those weapons are to the franchise. He has his signature sword, but not the pistols.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Netflix did something similar with Lara Croft in the Pan Tomb Raider anime. I don't get it. Visually, the anime suffers from the same issues as Netflix's Castlevania and The Legend of Lara Croft. The animation is serviceable but simplistic. It lacks the flair, detail, and dynamism that Devil May Cry deserves. The fight choreography is great though, fast-paced, creative, and often beautifully brutal. Some scenes even introduce elements of body horror, like the monstrous toddler or White Rabbit's grotesque evolution, giving it a distinct, if not unsettling, identity. Where the anime shines is in its music and pacing. The early 2000s inspired soundtrack slaps hard, especially the theme of Rollin' by Limp Bizkit, perfectly setting the tone for a gritty, chaotic world. The show also respects the audience's time. Unlike many mystery box shows, it actually opens up its secrets. The pacing feels deliberate and rewarding, with a satisfying payoff and a promising setup for Season 2. That is, if we get a Season 2. White Rabbit, the season's main antagonist, is a standout. Even though he's an original creation for the show, he's a classic DMC villain. Stylish, dangerous, and oozing intrigue. His backstory unfolds steadily, giving him weight beyond just being a monster of the week. Compared to the often cartoonish baddies of Netflix adaptations, he's a genuine highlight.
I like it.
The critical and audience response has been just as divided as the fan base. On IMDb, the series holds a respectable 7.7 out of 10, suggesting a generally positive response. Rotten Tomatoes paints a more polarizing picture. While critics gave it a glowing 94%, audiences rated it a more lukewarm 65%, reflecting many of the issues that fans have raised. Metacritic tells a similar story with a 77 Metacritic disc score from critics and only a 5.9 user score. These ratings and the discourse on social media make one thing clear. While the show has strong technical execution and storytelling that appeals to critics, viewers, especially fans of the games, are far more mixed on the anime's direction. Despite its flaws, the new Devil May Cry anime does respect the core of the franchise, the legend of Sparta, the split amulet, Dante and Virgil's complex relationship. These remain intact. Virgil is as cold and power-hungry as ever, though in this version, he's mysteriously aligned with Mundus. Dante is still the reluctant hero, but with more mystery and less bravado than fans might expect. The anime clearly seeks to expand the franchise in a new direction. Enzo, typically a minor character, becomes a more prominent figure, for example. The moral questions around demonkind, colonialism, and human corruption add thematic weight, though sometimes at the cost of fun.
Why is no one having a good time? I specifically requested it.
For all of its missteps, yes, Devil May Cry is worth watching. If you're a die-hard fan, you'll find plenty to nitpick, especially in its characterization and animation. But if you're open to seeing a familiar mythos explored through a fresh, albeit flawed, lens, it delivers enough action, mystery, and lore to keep you invested. The ending sticks the landing in my opinion, and the potential for a darker, more Virgil-heavy Season 2 is enough to keep hope alive.
It's good.
Here's to hoping Dante gets more of the spotlight next time, and maybe, just maybe, gets his damn pistols back. My final score is 8 out of 10. It's very flawed, but fun. It's stylish, but shallow in parts. Still, it's Devil May Cry, and there's always room for more devilish mayhem. Comment with your thoughts on all of this. Are you going to watch the Devil May Cry anime? Why or why not? If you have seen it, do you agree with me? Why or why not? What did I miss? Let me know down in the comments section. Also, please share this video around to everyone you know, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell to be notified every time I post brand new content. This is Marks on Media, and I'll see you next time.